Hello and welcome back to the Women of Wrestling podcast special edition. I am Stu Allen here along with Lee Burton.
I'm feeling like such a spare part for this one.
Yeah, you might be, and that's through no fault of your own because, well, for those of you who are listening to this that, you know, either haven't known us for a long time or heard us podcasting for a long time or haven't read
or haven't read the About page on ringbellsonline.com.
Yeah, before you and I got together to do the Women of Wrestling podcast,
we're not a couple.
No, not that there's anything wrong with that, but no. We used to do competing podcasts. Well, not even competing really, but we used to do podcasts of our own with other co-hosts. You with Power Slam Radio and myself with my friend Modge as S&M Radio, which was a podcast that so focused basically on British wrestling was the plan, and that's what we kind of did. And we took whatever opportunities we could to, well, I certainly did, to push some of the women's wrestling envelope out there as we could, as I know you did on Power Slam Radio as well.
Yeah, slowly but surely I kept mentioning things about Chick Fight and Shimmer as much as I can, and then the show died.
Yeah, but then from the ashes came the Women of Wrestling podcast, so, you know, we can only say that was a good thing. But what we've got for you here is an interview which was conducted about, almost 4 years ago.
God, has it been that long?
I'm afraid so. With myself and Modge, and this is originally from S&M Radio, and it features Rebecca Knox, who probably for the first time in 3.5 years has been relevant again as far as wrestling fans are concerned after turning up last month at Shimmer.
Yeah, and when that music hit at Shimmer, it was a case of you looked at me, I looked at you, we looked around at everybody else thinking, is this right?
Yeah, they pressed the wrong button here.
Yeah, why are they playing this music? Clearly this is a mistake. Someone's got to change this.
And she came, and it was one of those things where everybody was like, wow, where did you dig up Rebecca Knox? And that was kind of exactly the same questions that we got when we did this interview, because as a bit of backstory here, if you don't know anything about her, she was wrestling when she was very young. She trained at NWA UK Hammerlock, eventually headed off to Canada, worked a lot over in ECCW, became very, very good very, very quickly. One of her major original trainers was Fergal Devitt, who's now, you know, the owner of every title belt that matters in Japan. And she, by the age of 19, was, you know, a real wrestling prodigy, much like what we talk about with Brittany Knight nowadays. She was a wrestling prodigy back in the day, was really, really talented, was wrestling in Shimmer, was wrestling in Japan, Europe, Canada, all over.
Yeah, she was ridiculously good.
Yeah, and then what happened was she had a match in Germany with a Finnish wrestler who kicked her in the head, and this caused a cranial nerve injury, which sounds horrific, and it was pretty horrific because essentially that one errant kick just finished Rebecca Knox's active wrestling career. I think she wrestled maybe 1 or 2 matches after that, but she was having trouble with her balance, and her ears were ringing, and eventually she went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, right, seriously, you've got a really bad injury here. And at that point, Rebecca Knox essentially disappeared from the world.
Oh, yeah, even in this day and age, it is still possible for you to vanish from the grid completely.
Yeah, and she didn't talk to anybody in the wrestling business basically for about a year. Didn't talk to friends or promoters or anything like that. And everybody was like, where's Rebecca Knox? What happened to Rebecca Knox? And no one ever managed to find her. And then randomly, I happened through a mutual friend to find out that this guy was in touch with Rebecca Knox. And I was like, I need an interview with this woman immediately. And she agreed to come on the show and do an interview, and it's a wacky, wacky interview that we did, as you might expect.
I remember this interview.
And she broke her silence on our show. It was literally a world exclusive, and I got messages from people all over the place going, Rebecca Knox? What? Even Dave Prazak messaged me and goes, where did you find Rebecca Knox? And so we did this, and I think basically kind of on the back of her making her reappearance to public life, if you will, she kind of got a couple of offers to go back and wrestle again. I know Dave tried to book her for the first SHIMMER shows of 2008, the first ones that we went to, actually. And Dan Reed tried to book her for a chick fight, but really her heart was never really back in the wrestling, and she's making a different career for herself now.
She was doing bodybuilding at the time, wasn't she?
She was.
She was really working on the fitness modelling.
She was doing a lot of bodybuilding, a lot of fitness modelling. She was trying to do some competitions, and indeed we talk about that during the interview as well. And I think she credits her injury, I think a lot of ways, to the fact that she was wrestling with so little body fat at the time that, really her nerves and her insides were very much exposed to being injured, which is a little bit of a worrying thing to think about. But she acknowledges that on the show, and you can hear it. Just for those of you again who don't know, the M from the S&M show is my friend Modge. Lee, what's the best way to describe Modge?
He's a lunatic.
He's a Welsh lunatic.
He's a great man who's a lunatic.
Yeah. He's known, or he was known at least, for being particularly angry and aggressive about a lot of things. Very passionate man. And you're going to hear him in this interview, and he's very, very relaxed here. He's having a great time, because it was a great interview. So don't expect too much angry Welshness, but do expect a slightly different accent than usual.
Yes, do expect the Welshness, which is going to be a bit of an issue if you have a problem with my accent, because you're going to be having a Welshman, a guy from Northern Ireland, and then a woman from the Republic of Ireland, all talking to each other. Yeah.
This is multiculturalism here on the S&M show / Women of Wrestling podcast. But, I listened to this interview again earlier this week, and I listened to a lot of it with a huge smile on my face. I laughed out loud at several occasions, and I thought, you know what? Given that Rebecca turned up again last month and everybody was like, wow, Rebecca Knox, I thought now was a great time to basically re-release this interview out there. So we've edited out any sort of previously... any talk of Modge and I of British wrestling at the time, because that's obviously totally pointless now in 2011, but we've kept the rest of the interview totally intact. One or two dated references in there, but it is what it is, and we hope you very much enjoy it. Rebecca, welcome to the show.
Oh, hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks a million.
It's a world exclusive here, because you've spoken to no one since you had your injury last year, and this is going to be your opportunity to break your silence.
I guess so.
So I'm absolutely honoured and privileged that you're going to be on our show doing it. So let's get right to it and ask the question that everyone wants to know, and that is, how are you and what's it looking like as far as the injury?
Oh, I'm savage. The injury is all healed up. Got a pretty nasty head injury, as all y'all know, back there last year, as a result of... Why did I think bodybuilding was a good idea? Why?
That's right. You were going to do that for a while, yes.
Yeah, I was going to go into bodybuilding because I thought, for some reason, some strange, odd reason, I got so fixated in, alright, maybe if I get a little bit leaner or whatever, then, it'll help my chances of doing this and doing that. And I was stupid, it got to the point of ridiculous. So I was on no carbs a day, I was on some, but I couldn't wrestle properly, couldn't function properly, couldn't think properly. It's a lot of crap, to be honest. And then, just my performance went down, and I guess seeing as you have no energy and you being injured was more likely than.
So what exactly happened as far as the injury went? It was your cranial nerve, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was pretty much, I'd gotten pretty much just one concussion too many at that stage, and it was just, I was having a terrible time with it. So.
What sort of symptoms? Did you have? I mean, how did you know when there was something wrong? Was it?
I was blacking out and whatnot, and I couldn't concentrate on anything. Wasn't myself. Memory was gone and whatnot. So
you went
actually still gone.
You went to the doctor then, and they diagnosed that you damaged your cranial nerve, and I mean,
said no wrestling for a while.
Yes.
And then I was living over in Florida, and I moved over there to do a diploma in nutrition and personal training while I was off. Might as well do something productive with my time. And nobody told me that you need a car to get around Orlando. Poor old Becky was sitting there in this horrible little apartment by herself. It was so grey and so dull. There was no phone. No, I couldn't get around. There was no, like, cars or whatever. Well, no, I had no car, and I couldn't drive on the other side of the road. Well, I guess I could, but I'd probably kill somebody.
But of course, if you're having constant blackout, it's probably not the best idea.
Not the best idea, but here's never. And, yeah, and I had no internet, and then I finally got a laptop or whatever, so that cured that at the end of it. But, yeah, so then that's why I was under a bit of a rock, like, and then by the time I'd gotten back, I was just like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I'm a personal trainer now, if anybody needs a personal trainer. Do you need a personal trainer?
I actually probably do.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we probably both do, to be fair, but it might be a big job.
Very good.
So, but I mean, what's the prognosis for you now as far as being able to wrestle again? Is it looking likely?
Well, I haven't trained in like a year, and I'm not gonna go. And I've had like a bunch of offers for shows and whatever, but I'm not gonna go and do a show if I haven't been training. That's just stupid. Like then it, just be some.
Let's just ask you to get hurt again.
Yeah, it's getting hurt again, and it's just flopping around the ring like some untrained WWE diva or something like that. Come on, please. It's not my style.
But
sorry, was that hard?
We like that. That's fine. But do you think that you're going to be able to come back though? Is it something you think you're going to be able to do?
Something that I could do. Have you ever read The Secret?
No.
Oh, it's brilliant. Changed my life. Actually, no, it didn't really. But of course, I could come back. But I don't know how. I need to start training again, obviously, if I'm going to come back. But Fergal Devitt's in Japan.
He is.
New Japan.
He is.
Yeah.
And I'm in Ireland.
Yes.
Who's going to train me?
Oh, there's nobody there.
There is, but Fergal was
nobody that you trust with your life.
Fergal was my trainer.
I see.
Right.
So you need Fergal to come back and get you back in shape again for wrestling.
Yeah.
All right. So
No, not really. I go to the States. I'm going over to Vancouver now on next week, but I'm only going for a week, so that doesn't really do much.
But is there anything on the horizon? I mean, are you seriously thinking about getting back in wrestling shape again?
Well, I'm in wrestling shape, I guess, but so I never stopped training. I never stopped doing any of that. It's just as far as scraping off the ring rust, that's all that needs to be done.
So when can we expect to come back?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't said anything for sure.
Okay.
I'm working on some stuff when the right opportunity comes along.
All right, cool. But you're looking at least positive, because I'd heard a rumor a while ago that you tried to train for a little bit and you'd had a bad reaction to it and it didn't really work out for you. So,
where'd you hear that? It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
No.
That's what I was saying before. I mean, news about you in the last year has been like sightings of Bigfoot. People say things and you never know whether it's actually true or not. So, I mean, another story I heard was that were you working as an air stewardess or something?
That is true.
That
yes,
is true.
I am.
That was true.
Yeah. That's definitely true.
Is that how you're going to Vancouver?
A trolley dolly. Yeah.
So
it was like
free flights.
Teaching me. Yeah. But like seriously, teaching me to become a lady. Are you serious? Like that was like Pretty Woman type stuff.
Did you have to walk with a book on your head?
No, but my mom was an air hostess for 29 years. When she started, she had to do that.
Ah, right.
I did.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Now I think they let anybody in. Obviously. Pro wrestlers, Jesus. What nice.
So let's go back then.
That's actually let me stop. That's the greatest career change ever in fairness, because you go from professional wrestler to air hostess. It's two professions that are pretty much completely the opposite end of like life.
Exactly. Yeah, gotta give everything a shot. I'll try anything once, hey.
Do you have any ambitions in the air hostessing industry then?
I'm alright. No.
Alright, gotcha.
I swear one day I'm gonna go back to college.
Okay.
Well, I do have a diploma in personal training and nutrition, as I mentioned. For That's very nice. Yeah, no, that's something else I want to do. I want to go back to university. Jesus, the world's my oyster, really.
It is.
Rest.
You're still young enough.
I'm only 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only a baby.
That's true.
20.
I was 19 when I stopped wrestling. 15 when I started.
Yeah, so you were at it for 4 years, and you were tremendously good for like the 4 years that you were there. I mean, are we?
No, I wasn't. Let's call a spade here.
What?
I was just ridiculous. I had the most ridiculous gimmick. I came out, I danced, I was just ridiculous. I was an Irish leprechaun that came out to Can't Touch This by MC Hammer that used to do the Running Man and jig, and I didn't know what I was. I was ridiculous, and there was just a bunch of hype about me because I was ridiculous and I screamed and I annoyed people. And if you make enough hype about anything, then people are going to buy it. And then I think people just assumed that I must have been good. They were seriously wrong. But like, look at those Louis Vuitton bags. Like, seriously, who the heck would want to pay thousands of euros or dollars or pounds or whatever you want to call it for a Louis Vuitton bag? Like, seriously, they're the most hideous looking bags I've ever seen in my entire life. People pay thousands of them. Why? Because there's a bunch of hype about them. Nobody could seriously think those things are good looking, could they?
Wow, so Marge, you were right. Rebecca Knox is no good.
Told you.
I feel vindicated now.
You don't own a Louis Vuitton handbag, do you?
Me? I don't think it would suit me now.
No, they're not very nice. I seriously don't see the hype about them.
Fair enough, then.
Rebecca Knox cutting through the hype. Yeah, no, it made sense. You compared yourself to a very expensive handbag. I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's jump back in time to what happened a year ago. Almost a year ago to the day, in fact. What exactly was the match you were in? It was a finish wrestler, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever happened to her?
I don't know. No one's ever heard of her.
I don't know. No one ever will again.
No one ever will again. That's the thing.
Did she stop wrestling?
I don't know, but no one's ever heard of her before or since. That's her only claim to fame was injuring you in that one match.
Ah, bless her.
So what happened that actually caused the injury? Did she kick you in the head? Did she drop you in your head?
Do you remember when you'd like fight with any of your siblings, right? And you'd lie on your back and you just kick your legs ridiculously, like just so that they wouldn't be able to grab a hold of you or whatever. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah. You remember doing that? Yeah. Like when a cockroach is on its back and it can't get up and it starts kicking its leg.
Yes.
Like ridiculously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's what she started doing in the match, right? Mm-hmm. Holding on to the bottom rope. And
she kicked you in the head.
No, God, that would have been better. And the crowd starts chanting "Women's Wrestling," and I couldn't stand that. I was like, "Fuck's sakes, women's wrestling! That's a load of crap. That's the worst chant I've ever gotten." Right? So I went and I grabbed her for a German suplex, and she kind of hooked on to me. So when I went back, she was like on top of me, so she landed on my head, and my whole eye exploded.
That's the one thing, because now you see everybody doing German suplex and you think, well, hang on, they could land on your head, and that actually happened. It hurt you viciously. Oh,
just my head.
Oh, how big was this Finnish girl?
She was about my size, like she wasn't.
All right, okay. So it wasn't like you're giving like
pounds.
Yeah, it's not like you're giving it's not like you're giving, I don't know, someone huge this German suplex, and then they've got like, I don't know, 20 stone landing on your head.
No, I wasn't giving Juggernaut a suplex or nothing. No,
that's not that. Okay.
Do you know Juggernaut?
No, I was going to use Klondike Kate as a point of reference, but.
Okay.
What, Juggernaut as in the X-Man?
No, as in the wrestler, the Canadian wrestler.
Oh, I think I've heard of him, but I've never seen him.
Oh, he's like 450 pounds and moves like 150 pound man. He's brilliant. But he's retiring actually. He's been wrestling like 11 years. Sean, do you know Juggernaut? No? Oh, okay. Sean doesn't know him either.
No one's heard of Juggernaut. Never mind. Well, at least we put him over on the show though, so.
Well, yes. we did want to have a tag team and we were going to be called Juggernaut Knox or
Juggernaut.
J-Knot or K-Knot. K-Knot.
K-Knot. Right, okay.
Yeah. Which one do you think was better?
I think Juggernauts.
Juggernauts?
Yeah.
I like Juggernauts.
Juggernauts. That's a better name by far.
Yeah.
Speaking of huge men.
Yeah?
Where are you going with this, Stu?
No, shut up. I remember seeing pictures from a show that you did in Japan, and I don't think it was ever broadcast on TV, but I'd love to have seen it. Where you did stuff with the Brazos, like the big fat Mexican guys.
Brazo de Platino, yeah.
I can't fathom this. How did that work out?
Main event every night in Japan. That was what we did. It was me, Aja Kong, and Gran Hamada against Los Brazos. And, yeah.
Fair enough, then.
I would,
Gran Hamada, Aja Kong, and Rebecca Knox. That's such an odd triple team pairing.
I think that's the best triple team pairing in the world.
It's a great pairing, but it's just three really disparate sort of wrestlers.
But that's what that whole tour was all about, because you had just all these random people. I think Tatsumi Fujinami was involved somewhere as well for some reason, and
okay.
I think Nosawa was on the shows or something.
Yes, he was.
Was he crying milk?
Maybe.
Huh? He was cool.
Yes. Oh, God.
And that was
He got me saying, hi, all the time. That's what he says all the time. Hi.
Fair enough, then. That was the same tour you did with, I think, was it Natty Neidhart and Lufisto and
I teamed with Natty a good few times as well, yeah.
And Nikita from the UK as well, yeah?
Yes. Oh, me, Natty, and Nikita tagged once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, of course, Natty and Nikita both WWE developmental now.
Yeah.
Do you keep in contact with them at all?
No.
That was a very definite no. Have you fallen out with them?
Yeah.
No, not at all. God, I love them. Love them to bits. But when I they're both two wonderful girls, wonderful wrestlers. Actually, I love them both. They're so nice. Love Natty. Have you talked to Natty?
I've never talked to Natty, no. She's over in, I think, is it Championship Wrestling from Florida now?
Is she in Florida now, is it?
I think so, yeah. Her and Harry Smith and TJ Wilson.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
and Teddy Hart as well. They're all over there, so.
Keep them together.
Yeah. Do you fancy joining up with the WWE someday, Rebecca? Do you want to get that developmental contract somewhere down the line?
Yeah, if it came along, I wouldn't mind it.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll write a book one day. My life story.
Well,
Life and Times of the Knox.
Everyone else is.
It'll be very interesting.
I like your complete conviction when you say that.
It'll be very interesting.
It'll be savage.
It'll be full of quirky remarks as well. And little catchphrases.
Little catchphrases.
My friend Tara pointed out to me yesterday how much I use catchphrases. Or little sayings. Sayings was what she said. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Use them a lot.
Okay.
I'm very wise.
Fair enough.
Very wise.
Fair enough, then.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Do you want some wisdom?
Go on, give us some wisdom from the Knox.
Ah, no, you're alright.
What?
Well, what can I advise you on? Do you have any problems?
I'm trying to put together a radio show. I don't know if you can help me with that.
Okay. Oh, give it a shot. Go on, ask me some more questions. Sorry. Told you this was just going to be ridiculous.
That's all right. Well,
Told you all I ever do is talk crap.
That was the best gentle prodding I've ever heard.
That's all I do. Have people not realised that by this stage?
Welcome to
all
our
I've
world.
ever done is talk bollocks.
Anyway, March, you wanted to ask something, didn't you?
Yeah, no, that's the intriguing thing, because we don't just talk to you, we talk to other people also on this gimmick. And about 6 months ago or so, we talked to Alison Danger. And we asked Rebecca.
I love her.
Yeah, well, not
No.
so much about the because she, we asked her, look, have you spoken to Rebecca since the horrible injury? And she's like, no, I tried to contact her and couldn't. So she's trying to find you. For what it's worth.
No, I've been talking to her.
You've been talking to her now? Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, I've been talking to her. We've made peace after our fights in Shimmer.
I see. Keep the kayfabe. Gotta love it.
What?
I think keeping the kayfabe.
It's all real, damn it.
Exactly.
What's kayfabe?
I don't know.
I've just decided that you and Madman Manson would be the greatest team of all time.
Anyways, right. So I got talking to Alison Danger, and she's away in Switzerland.
Yes.
So I'm really happy for her. She seems to be liking it. And she bought a place on the beach in North Carolina, I think. Is that what NC stands for?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm so happy for her.
Oh, Marge, we can go on holiday there.
It.
Yes. Did she offer us her use of her beach house?
You could stalk her.
Why not? Is she in Switzerland at the minute?
She's hot. I'd go stalk her.
I'm not touching that one with a 25-foot pole.
Right. Speaking of Alison, and
if I were you, I've got better things to do with my time. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Alison,
I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, stalking Alison Danger would be a great way to spend a day. I don't mean to imply that. Sorry, next question.
Speaking of Alison Danger, and going back to your time in Shimmer, you only ended up having, I think, 4 matches in Shimmer during your time there. You were almost going to be in a 1-hour Iron Woman match with Daisy Hayes, which I'm very upset never happened. But, I mean, what about, how do you rate Shimmer as far as all the places you've worked?
Savage. Yeah, it's savage. No, fair play. Like, they got a good thing going on there. All the girls are brilliant, fantastic wrestlers, good characters, good looking. Not that that's as important. But yeah, no, and it's a great promotion. Dave Prazak, you know, he's got a lot of respect and a lot of faith in all the girls, and he enjoys what he's doing. And yeah, no, I hope it's doing well. The crowds are always good and supportive, and I had a seriously good time. And after all of the Shimmer things, we'd go to an all-you-can-eat pizza place, which I'm always happy with.
All-you-can-eat pizza sounds fantastic.
Yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Okay, that guarantees that I'm going to go to a Shimmer show in 2008. I've got to do it.
No, you're definitely going.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Savage.
I'll go to whichever one you come back on.
Okay.
That's a fact. There you go.
There you go.
Arigato.
You need to what?
Arigato.
She said arigato.
Ah, nice.
Learn more languages.
I'm sorry. What was your favourite match of the ones you did in Shimmer? Do you have a favourite?
That I did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, because I don't, like, they were all fun to do, and I don't really watch matches of myself, because I don't like to. So,
there's a lot of people like that. There's 2 types of people there. People who will watch their own matches back endlessly to see, you know, to whatever, and then there's people that would just not watch anything back under any circumstances. And there's nobody in the middle who can take it or leave it.
I guess, like, I mean, I can understand, like, it makes a lot of sense to watch your own matches because you see what you're doing wrong and et cetera,
Yeah.
But I just don't like watching.
Yeah. It's the thing, it's like, yeah, you don't like, you know, seeing yourself back and seeing how it works. And plus, because usually you're your own hardest critic, and when I say you, I mean in general. So when you watch it back, you're thinking, oh shit, that was wrong, also that was rotten. And, you know, you'll never see anything good, and it'll, you know, get into your head, and you'll disillusion yourself a bit. What you need is other people who aren't going to, you know, be sticking tongues in places, saying, right, okay, I watched this is what I think. And then you've got a more fair view of what's going on.
Yeah, somebody like a trainer or another wrestler that is, and I don't mean any disrespect, but you know, that's the kind of people that really know the business, and people who have wrestled before, and not you know, some random fan saying.
As well as a random fan saying, that was the best thing ever, or, oh, you did all that wrong because X, Y, Z.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, like, I know that they're very passionate about wrestling and et cetera, and they just, not that anybody's ever been terribly, like, mean to me or anything, but they can be to other wrestlers, and, you know.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. Do you keep up to date at all with any of the scene? I know you haven't been talking to people too much, but do you keep in touch with what's going on around the world?
I guess I do now. No, I do now. Like in the past few months, like I mean, I am very busy with work and everything, but the past few months, yeah, no, I have been seeing like a bunch of my friends, like all wrestling friends and everything, and been talking to them and seeing how they're getting on, and yeah, so keeping up to date in that ways. As far as watching wrestling goes, that's a negative because, well, I don't have whatever. Sky Sports, is it? Whatever the WWE's on. Oh no! Actually,
you need
mind
TWC Fight, don't you?
No, I don't even have that.
Oh no.
No, but the other day I was over in Dubai and I was watching TNA on.
Oh, you lose.
In Dubai, that was kind of cool.
Okay, I'm assuming.
So I was in Dubai, going, I'm watching TNA. This is kind of cool. And then I watched that Wrestling X thing.
Oh yes, Wrestling
Society X.
Yeah, what was going on there?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's why I got cancelled, I think.
Alright.
But never mind. It was good while it lasted.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, it was just so completely insane, the fact there was so many, for example, explosions.
Yeah! Yeah, there was a lot of explosions there that you mentioned it. That's kind of cool, actually.
You didn't realise before now.
No, I couldn't.
Well, I wasn't really into it, but now you just reminded me there were explosions. That was great.
That was pretty great.
There you go.
That's what wrestling should have more. Explosions. And people spontaneously combusting.
Dave Pritzak, are you listening to this?
Dave Pritzak, book more exploding anus matches.
This is actually This is actually wackier than the Alison Danger show, and I didn't think that was possible, but never mind.
Oh, right, what was she talking about? Give me some ideas.
She was talking about how she was going to hopefully get a dog, which is going to wear kick pads.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it was going to be the most indie dog you've ever seen. I don't know if she ever got the dog or not. We must have to call her back and ask her.
We need to
I wonder what kind of dog she got.
I don't know. She was thinking about getting one for her birthday a few months ago, so I'm assuming she may have one by now.
An indie dog, it should be a boxer.
What, an indie boxer, yeah.
An indie boxer, yes.
I'd love to get a pug.
A pug?
Just because that's a really cute name. Pug.
Oh, brilliant. And you can dress that up in stupid indie pleather, and then the two dogs can fight. And then you can get arrested for it. What?
No. My dog's going to be cool. And have a mohawk. And a leather jacket with studs on it.
Oh.
And go around and go, "Ay," like the Fonz.
Oh, that's the greatest idea ever. Can the dog still fight, though?
No.
Fight
What's wrong with you? That's cruel.
No.
What's wrong with you?
Alison Danger's dog's an indie dog. It's going to be a worked fight.
What's a work fight? What the heck's that?
It's all real, remember?
Like a fight that you'd have in work? What's wrong with you? Yeah. Stop talking gibberish. People are, like you're running a radio show, you're just talking gibberish.
That's true.
We've been exposed.
We have. I knew somebody had realised it eventually, but
yes. Anyway, let's try and get back to the questions as much as we can.
I'm just kidding. You're a lovely lad.
Yeah. What about the UK scene? Have you any idea what's going on over here now with the UK scene? Because we've got a bit of a women's scene over here now.
Jeez.
Yeah. We got some chick fights going on in the UK, and we've got some women's only shows as well. Some stuff's going on actually with some girls. Well, some people I guess you know. I mean, you know Eden Black and Jetta and those kind of people.
Eden Black. I had many a rivalry with her.
Yes, yeah. You both
very good wrestler.
You both trained at Hammerlock, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We did indeed.
So you did many.
She's still with Jamie Monroe.
She is. Yeah, they're engaged now.
They're engaged now.
They were engaged a while, yeah.
They got engaged in the ring at a show a while ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they did a thing in the ring. So they'll be getting married soon. And they can have lots.
Are they going to get married in the ring?
I don't know.
No, they're a lovely couple.
They should
Hopefully.
do. They should do. They'd be like the Randy Savage and Elizabeth of British wrestling, except no horrible deaths, hopefully.
Oh.
Why did you say that? Now you've jinxed them.
I can't help it. But anyway, it's just one of those things where if you'd been able to get back in the ring, you would have been welcome with a whole bunch of different promotions here now, sort of open to the idea of women's wrestling in the UK. I know when you came back over to the UK last year, you didn't get all that many bookings because there weren't that many promotions that were booking women's wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, that was true. That's what turned me to bodybuilding. Fucking bodybuilding. That was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I remember I saw a picture of you after, starving yourself, and you looked horribly ill.
Oh, was only like at 9 weeks. I still had 9 more weeks of starving myself to go.
See, I saw that picture and I wanted to cook you a steak or something.
Ridiculously lean. And it was disgusting, like, and I still didn't think I was thin enough. Like, who wants to stand up on stage with stupid fake tan on them in a pair of jocks posing for a bunch of weirdos that are going to go, oh, well, you know, her biceps aren't big enough. It's bodybuilding. Who came up with that concept?
Were you high at the time?
No, I don't do. Honest to God, I don't drink or do any drugs.
You don't need it, do you?
I know it's hard to believe. Honest to God, haven't touched the stuff in years. Although, mind you, I was at my friend's 21st the other day, and I had one glass of wine, and I was drunk off my face because I hadn't drank in 2 years.
Yay!
There you go.
Drinking isn't cool, kids.
Oh, that's a lie.
So you've been catching up with some of the people in Ireland. What about the Irish scene over there now? Because you got Irish whip wrestling are sort of picking up a little bit of international exposure now, getting a bunch of international names in. Have you been watching many of their shows?
No, I haven't actually, to be honest with you. I saw my friend Sean Brennan the other day. Mm-hmm. He was looking like a rock star. Oh, I'm telling you, that kid is so good, and he's gonna be one to look out for. I'll tell you.
Sean Brennan. Okay.
Sean Maxer Brennan. You ever heard of him?
No.
Look out for him. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The next Fergal Devitt.
Do we need another Fergal Devitt? The current one is still here.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
no,
like,
Japan.
That's true.
We need a Fergal Devitt to be still in Ireland.
But like, as far as like going off and getting international exposure, as soon as that kid goes off, like, oh, I'm telling you, world's his oyster.
You must have loved it when Fergal got to fight Tiger Mask over in Japan, because isn't Tiger Mask one of your favourite wrestlers? I know not Tiger Mask 4, but
yeah, no, I'm chuffed for him. I think he's one of the best wrestlers going, and he's the nicest guys going as well. So it couldn't have happened to a better lad. He seems to
injure himself too regularly, though.
I know, but that's because he's crazy. He's fantastic. Like, he just takes too many risks.
He comes back, and then after like 2 weeks, he's got another injury, and he's out for another 2 months. It's unfortunate for him because he doesn't seem to get a long enough run in it. But he seems to be getting quite a good push. He's gone through the whole dojo system over in New Japan, and he seems to be very well accepted by the fans, which is good.
Oh, he's so good. Like, how could you not accept him?
Yeah, but it's sometimes difficult with the foreigners to get accepted as a regular. So, the fact that he's able to do that's a credit to him as much as it is to anyone else.
I know, he's brilliant.
So here's a question for you. I know one of the things that you're very passionate about is Street Fighter.
Yeah, I love Street Fighter.
I heard this. And it was just one of those little bit of trivia things as I was looking at a little bit of sort of background before the interview, and I thought I've got to ask you, what's your favourite character in Street Fighter?
Ryu.
Really?
Ryu. Oh, seriously. Kill you if you saw you walking down the street. Kill you. He's brilliant.
But Ken's better, surely.
Ken is a poor man's Ryu. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
Seriously, what's wrong with you?
What about you, Marge?
No, I was always a Ken man as well.
Ha!
What? No, it's a poor man's Ryu.
His Dragon Punch lit on fire.
Hadouken. No, I can't beat it.
No, his Dragon Punch lit on fire and did 3 hits in one move. That makes it better.
Hang on. 3 words. Hadouken.
That's 3 words.
Yeah. If you space them out. Hadouken.
But Ken did those too.
Hadouken. Yeah, Ken
Hadouken. Yeah, because he robbed them from Ryu. Did he have a cool red headband?
No,
did he?
He had cool red pajamas.
No, but he didn't have a cool red headband. Like, look over. The coolest people in history have had red headbands. Look at Rambo. Or,
Just
there
Rambo.
we go. That's enough of an example.
Fair enough, then.
Everybody loves Rambo. Tell me you don't love Rambo.
I'm more of a Rocky man.
What do you know?
I don't know.
That's very dismissive.
Ryu is the man. Oh, he's a shizzle.
There you go.
That's me trying to get all ghetto.
I can
Didn't
hear
work.
that.
No,
yeah.
2 hours. Aye.
Yeah, I don't, we can't get away with that.
Yeah. You guys don't have ghettos.
Well,
Yes, we do. Ballymun.
Just don't. Just don't speak like that.
Fair enough.
How do you know? You ever been to Ireland?
I'm
What?
from Ireland.
What?
I'm from Ireland.
Oh, right.
I win.
There goes. You're from up north, though, right?
What do you know?
Stop rubbing my phrases.
Yes, I was. I was from up north. I'm currently living in England, but yes, I'm from up north.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Speaking of Ireland, you did the same thing as I did, and you got out when you could, when you were in the ambitious stage of your career and headed off to Canada.
Yes, I did.
That's a hard thing to fathom, just about someone picking up and leaving and going to Canada to try and get more bookings over there, because there's so many wrestlers in the UK that probably could and should do that and don't do it.
And then there's ones that do, and then just sort of like don't bother turning up to training.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
what age were you when you headed off to Canada?
18.
And
18.
And how did you get on? I mean, I know you get on well, but how did you get on with
Really well.
the change just of going from Ireland to Canada? Big cultural thing or what?
A big cultural thing, no. As far as, I just had the time of my life. Like, I moved over, I was hooked up. Then, like, Scotty Mac over there kind of took me under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great Canadian wrestler. Do you guys know him?
Yes, I've heard of him, yes. I've seen him, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is around the time that you
Fabulous.
did stuff with
Fabulous wrestler.
ECCW back in those days, didn't you?
Yes. And anyways, yeah, they were a great company. They looked after me really, really well. And then I was living with my cousins, Kevin, Loretta, and Courtney, and they looked after me so well. Oh, I miss them. I'm going over to Canada now next week to see them. So I can't wait for that. And gonna see all my boys, I guess, in CCW as well. It was just time in my life. Like, I was 18, I had nothing to lose, and I figured, hell, I might as well go and take a shot at this, see what happens. So I did, and I just had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
You were successful. How did you get over to Japan then? How did that work out for you?
How did that work out for me? Oh, I wrestled with Sumi Sakai in France, and she told a promoter about me in Japan, and I sent off my stuff to Japan, and then, hey presto, what do you know?
Well, you ended up in the main event with Gran Hamada and Aja Khan.
Yes, exactly.
Is that your only tour of Japan so far?
No, I've done 3.
Where else did you work then, apart from that IWGP thing?
I had I worked for Neo, and I did a few tournaments with the promotion called The Woman. I got a contract with an advertising agency over in Japan, and yep.
What are you advertising?
I did those. Me, myself.
You're just advertising yourself? Oh, I thought you meant advertising like tea or something.
No, they wanted to make me into like a celebrity wrestler, or whatever. So yeah.
You're not down with this idea?
I was down with that idea. That's why I went over.
Oh, I see. So did you actually have a big campaign or something then? What happened?
No, I just went over and did a few shows and whatnot. You know.
Okay, cool.
It was cool.
All right then. And then how did you compare the working in Japan and Canada to coming back to Europe again after being away and I guess making your fame elsewhere? When you came back, did the British wrestling industry seem quite small and tame compared to the rest of the world?
It did a bit, but you know, I liked wrestling, so it was all good fun and good experience, good. You know, I was getting to meet new people, having a great time, so it was all good. I enjoyed every last bit of it. You know, the indies are hard. The indies are very, very hard, like, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort, and you know, that's why I think, you know, will I come back, won't I come back? Indies are a lot of hard work.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? And like, I mean, I don't know, because you know, it's different. Like, if I never got injured, so going back and doing all that again, I'm gonna see what comes up. If there are any good opportunities that might present themselves.
You're at the place where you can't really face all the hard work again at this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Start from scratch. You want to be able to either jump in where you got in, or you can't face sort of doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, pretty much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make me sound lazy?
No, it doesn't make it sound. No, it makes you sound sensible.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel burnt out or something. I feel like 50, like an old woman here sitting here going, back in my day, that's not how we did it. Do you know what I mean? But like now, I'm working. I'm having a great time. I'm flying off, jet setting here, there, and wherever. And
so you'd end up you'd only come back to wrestling if it was worth your while, and worth your while as far as money's concerned. Really, is what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of. And like, as far as experience is concerned, do you know what I mean? Like, money doesn't mean a damn if you're not having a great time, being happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Money was never important. Like, I mean, it was poor as anything wrestling on the indies, but, do you know, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because having a good time.
But you have experienced all these different things now, so I guess you want to experience the next level up, I suppose, and that would be...
Exactly. Don't want to take a step backwards.
Yes. So that would be one of the big companies then. So, possibility for you, certainly. Do you know apparently they've just given the green light to a UK territory for the WWE, so... I don't know whether they may be looking for anybody.
Oh, wonder how that would work.
And well, apparently it's going to be like a developmental territory, only it's going to be based in the UK, so it might be something where people will get an opportunity to go and work there before getting called up to the main roster, if that's what you want to do.
Well, that's great for all the, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, so...
That'll present a lot of opportunities for all the young go-getters out there.
It'll give people something to work towards as well, because I suppose when you're working on the UK indies, you've really got nothing to think about other than just doing this every day for the next, 5-10 years. Whereas I suppose if you've got a WWE developmental group in your backyard, it's something that you can work towards getting to, isn't it?
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
So there you go.
That's great. Well, I'm glad to hear all the progress that's going on in the wrestling world.
It's not as bad as you think sometimes.
I never thought it was bad. Never thought it was bad.
Speaking of UK...
I loved it.
Speaking of bad...
What?
No, I assume that's where you're going.
No, well, it's sort of bad in a way. I know that you had a bunch of matches with Sweet Saraya back in the day. Did you hear about her horrible injury a while ago?
I did hear about that.
Yeah,
is she alright?
She is. She's on the road to recovery as well. She almost had her kneecap ripped off.
Will she be back?
Hopefully, yes. Yeah, she had surgery. She's walking around. I saw her at the weekend actually, and she's defying the doctors and seems to be progressing a lot quicker than people thought she was going to. So it looks like she may be back after all.
She always does. She's got so much heart. She's one of the most amazing women out there at the moment.
Yes. And
just in terms of everything, I like her. I really do.
It's one of those things where, it looked very much like the career could be over, and everyone sort of said, well, if anybody can overcome that, it'll be Saraya. And true enough, it seems that she is. So
Saraya's a fighter. No, nothing's ever going to bring her down.
No.
She loves this business more than anything. I tell you, it'll take a lot before anything's going to, break her spirit.
I think if she lost her leg, she would wrestle one-legged like Zach Guyon anyway, so... So there you go, and we got the possibility then, of course, if the right opportunity arises, that Kay Knox could write again.
You never know.
Cool.
I'm telling you, one day I'm going to write a book. I'll send you an autographed copy.
I appreciate that, that'd be nice.
Excellent.
No worries.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go. And I want to thank you again for...
Thanks, because I'm starving.
Go and eat a sandwich.
I'm really hungry.
Go and have a sandwich. Actually, no, have a steak. You deserve a steak.
A steak? No, I don't really like steak.
How can you not like steak?
Hey, have some. She likes pizza. Pizza's good.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough.
Honest to God, my favourite food is oatmeal and bananas and egg whites. Is that really weird?
That's not the kind of food you're meant to like.
That's the kind of...
No, I love it, like...
Yeah, that's the kind of food that people feel they have to eat, not because they like it.
No, I love it. And I'm not messing, like, I love it. Oh, and I was in Chicago the other day, right? And there was this omelette, right? And it had banana, walnuts, and honey in it. And I was like, that's going to be the most disgusting omelette ever. So I didn't have it. But then I was thinking about it, and I thought about it for a few weeks. And I was like, maybe I will have it.
I like the few weeks part.
So I kept contemplating this omelette, like going, will it be good, and then I you know that sunscreen song?
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody is free to wear sunscreen?
Mm-hmm.
And it says, do everything, I told you I was very wise, right? Do something every day, or do something every day that scares you, right? So that, I woke up one Sunday morning, I remember it quite clearly, because it was only last week, I just got back there. And it was a lovely sunny day, the wind was blowing through Chicago as it does, the windy city and all that. And I walked up to Tempo's the name of the restaurant, by the way, and I sat down, and I had a book there, and I looked at the menu. I didn't even have to look at it twice, and I closed it over, and a waitress came over to me, and she said, "What will you have?" I said, "I'll have the Jamaican omelette." The Jamaican omelette is what it's called.
Is
and
that
she said,
yes.
she asked if I'd like it with egg whites. I said yes. She asked if I'd like it cooked in butter or with Pam. I said with Pam. She asked me if I would like white toast, wheat toast, rye, or sourdough. I said I'll have rye bread. I don't like rye, but I said rye anyways. She asked me if I would like it with hash browns, sliced tomatoes, or fruit. I said fruit. That was my breakfast. It was delicious.
And on that bombshell...
That's the greatest confidence story that goes nowhere I've ever heard. I'm a fan of that.
There you are. It was a brilliant breakfast. I would recommend Tempo's to anybody.
I did say that we would start this show with a world exclusive, and there's your world exclusive. What Rebecca Knox has for breakfast.
There you go.
We reach the parts that other shows won't touch. That's what we do. No one else would ask you that.
I like your style. Savage.
So there you go.
Gotta start working using that word again. Savage.
Yeah, we've got to put savage in the back of the English dictionary.
Savage, yes.
People never use the word savage anymore.
No,
savage.
you were using the word. You were using whatnot a bunch of times earlier, and I was like, I have to use that word more.
Whatnot?
Whatnot.
Ah, yeah. That's in the K-Knox vocabulary lingo.
Yeah, and you overuse ridiculous to a ridiculous extent. I like it.
Ridiculous. Do I?
Yes.
It's a fabulous word.
It's good, isn't it? Have you got any other favourite words?
It's animal. No, that's not one of my favourite words, Sean. Animal, no, it's not. Ridiculous. What else? I like the word falafel. I don't know what a falafel is, but I like it.
There you go.
Just thought I'd throw that down. Say something real.
I think you've killed Stu.
I don't know. I'm trying to fathom what's going on here. All right, cool. Well, listen, we're going to let you go. Go and have your whatever it is you eat.
She's gonna have one.
I don't know what I will have.
She's gonna have some oatmeal with that omelette floating on top of it.
There you go.
That's what it'll be.
Maybe I will make. And then I've been making it for breakfast all the time. It doesn't have the same appeal, but it works for me. I like honey. I used to never like honey. I like honey now.
Too.
Yes. Maybe that's
change.
a head injury.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Maybe.
Well, listen, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that you're as wacky as you ever have been, or more so, depending on how you think. and I'm glad that there's a chance that 2008 may see the return of you to the ring. Listen,
thanks for talking to me. It was a pleasure.
Again, our pleasure entirely.